Okay, so getting ready for round two. This is the list we're playing with. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't think we ended up needing Lair of the Hydra that game, but certainly if there was a Solitude on our Primeval Titan there, Lair of the Hydra would have been good because then it demands even another Solitude. Um, so they're put in a situation where they're just having to have all the Solitudes. Um, yeah. I think being on two Talaria Wests is also pretty nice, especially in a list without Cultivator Colossus, just for sort of that grindy potential of the deck. I think, if I remember correctly, the list that did well in the challenge had 3 Arboreal Grazers with 4 Karns. I think 4 Arboreal Grazers is pretty important with Karn just because of how good it is at blocking. Now, this hand has no ramp, so gonna ship it. Yeah, we'll keep this bottom T-West. Plan being turn 1 Amulet, turn 2 Dryad, turn 3 Titan. And since this looks like it's going to be burn, not just burn, but a burn deck with no turn 1 creature, I really like our chances. Even if our opponent Eidolons, we'll happily take 2 with the Dryad. Oh, they draw the Swift Spear? Okay. I'll keep the Grazer. Just means more mana on the turn we Titan. Yeah, this doesn't matter because we're just killing them. Okay. So against burn, I think I like cutting the Karns. I don't think they do enough. I'll bring in the engineered explosives. I'll bring in Cavern because it's a reasonable land. And I'll bring in Force of Vigor and cut the Explorers. I don't think Explorer is very good against burn. And I think try it like this. Force is just basically for Eidolon. But it could also hit things like, I don't know, Damping Sphere or something if they have a weird sideboard card. I'm going to mulligan this hand. I think it's too slow. If it had a green source, it would be great with Grazer and like Radiant Fountain. Maybe Radiant Fountain's enough reason to keep this hand. Like I can Radiant Fountain, then Simic bounce Radiant Fountain, then Radiant Fountain into Dryad. Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep this hand on the belief that Radiant Fountain is good. And if I draw a green source, it's just like... So I don't think this hand is great as is, but I think it's playable as is, and if I draw a green source, I just get into, like, can't lose territory. think I'll discard Celestia Sanctuary. I think I'm good on lands. So if my opponent's skull cracking us, then they're like doing less Swift Spear things. If they're doing Swift Spear things, then they're not skull cracking us. And if they're like using all their 1-drops this turn to try and like turn on Delirium, then their Swift Spear will be less scary next turn. Do I want to get Saga active? Probably. If they have like Wear Tear, it's going at the Dryad. I guess I should bring in Bajuka Bog, knowing that now knowing that they're on this DRC plan. Because Bajuka Bog would be a good grab right here. Given things the way they are, I'm going to get Radiant Fountain. And we'll have a kill next turn basically no matter what. So I guess I'll get Valakut. Well, if they got another 1-mana burn spell, they got me. Or a 2-mana burn spell and a land. Yeah, maybe I should have mulliganed. Maybe it was a little too slow. At the very least, I know I want Bajuka Bog. If I had a Bajuka Bog in my deck, I would have won this game, so... A lot of burn DRC decks right now, so maybe I should just always assume that burn's a DRC deck when I see it. Cut the breeding pool, I think, just because it's basically just a tapped green source. And all the rest of my green sources are untapped. Don't really have any bad lands. If you weren't gonna run Sunhome, you just run Handwire, which maybe running Handwire will be like the way to go with. What am I trying to say? When we are, Handwire might be the way to go with Boseiju. I don't know. We'll have to see. So my opponent can't get up to Wear and Tear mana at the same time before the Saga comes off, so no reason to not just play it out on turn 1. Trying Sunhome is awkward, but not so awkward that we're not going to just win on our next turn. They basically have to Shattering Spree here, because if we have triple Amulet going, we can triple Titan. Roiling Vortex. Okay. Well, I'll just double Titan and deal 10 to myself and kill them. Or sink. Yeah. I guess single Titan's even enough. They'll probably just concede to the first Titan. I'll just double Titan to be extra safe. And this should be enough to kill them even through, like, Solitude. Not that they could Solitude, they have Aluris, so... I don't know. I don't know what I'm playing around at this point. Alright. Yeah, turn 3 Titans are pretty good against Burn on the play.